Welcome back again. This is Urdizzle with another daily walkthrough for the tournament ending on June 15th. And so my bag for this round is my usual accurate windbreak fuse for short shots and putting, my accurate windbreak river, and I did throw the accurate windbreak explorer in for a couple shots because it just makes a couple of the ace runs a little easier. And then my accurate windbreak musket, which I will also use for an ace run. And then the recoil, which actually gets a couple holes action on this round, and the ballista, which only gets one, but pretty important shot. So holes 1 through 3 are going to be sunshine, so you know you got to get out of here with at least a couple aces, so I'm grinding for some aces here. So hole 1, I actually use the explorer. There's a lot of options here. You can use a forehand explorer like I did, a river, a backhand fuse. There's tons of options. Okay, hole 2, probably the easiest hole in the game. I'm going to throw a forehand fuse. I know a lot of people throw a backhand fuse. I'm experimenting a little bit. It's about the same probability of going in. It's just it lands softer. So I was able to get 2 aces in a row there. So I really want to get 3. And this one had been giving me problems. I'd hit basket a lot with my accurate windbreak musket, but I nailed it. And so that was the first time in this daily tournament that I had aced the first 3. And so I'm really hoping to finish strong on this. So hole 4 is the par 4 with a right to left wind. And again, the wind has an effect on it, but if you put enough hyzer on the sidearm or the forehand, you can definitely get it down there. And we'll talk a little later about what actually happened on this hole. So I got a really good rollback to within, I think it was within 50, 49. So I was able to putt that. And so starting off with the turkey, the 3 hole-in-ones in a row, and the eagle, I'm feeling very good of either tying or possibly breaking the first place at the moment. So hole 5, definitely after going 3 hole-in-ones and an eagle, I'm not messing around with this one. I just throw a forehand river, get it up there nicely. I mean, you're an idiot if you're trying to ace run that after the 4 holes I had to start. So get your birdie and get out. Hole 6, I think, is actually the hardest on this layout because it's definitely not a gimme eagle. I've messed around with the lines a little bit about trying to reach the green with the driver, but I just was not getting there consistently. So I played it short, and normally this forehand fuse is money for me, but I think the wind was just messing me up a little bit on this because I was not hitting that as consistently as I normally did. So I kind of let that one go. So I really wish I would have gotten that one back. To get to eagle 5 of the first 6 holes would have just been insane. So hole 7 here on harrowing, I'm going to use a forehand recoil, and I'm just trying to get it up there. I mean, that's a pretty easy shot with a wind of 1. I don't want to say there's no way to mess that up because you could definitely get in a bad spot for the putt, but pretty standard stuff. Hole 8, however, though, has a couple different things. And this one I flipped over a little bit. And you've got the rock to worry about. You've got the tree. And so luckily I was able to hit the tree and just do a little straddle out to the left. And that, again, is a pretty easy putt. But there's definitely some little annoying things on the ground that can get you into trouble. So hole 9, now to tie for first, I need to get a hole-in-one on this one. And so I did end up switching to the Explorer. I do sometimes use the River. And so the Explorer just has a little bit more stability to it. So right about there, I thought I had missed it, but it just snuck back in, and I was able to get the ace. So that gave me 4 hole-in-ones in 1 round, which is a personal record for me, at least not using inversions. Back in the day when I was using inversions all the time, I think my record was 6 hole-in-ones in 1 round. But that was just, some of those rounds were just absolutely ridiculous. Now, full disclaimer on this round. That round you just saw was actually 2 rounds cropped together. Now, if you're wondering why I did that, it has everything to do with some of the technology issues I've been having lately, where I've got an older phone that does not have a lot of memory left, and it's a little sketchy at times. So what happened was I actually shot a 15, so that 14 under, and recorded it, and then I went back to check my recordings and realized that because my memory was full, it only recorded the last 5.5 holes. So of course, what holes did it not record for me? It didn't record the turkey, the 3 hole-in-ones at the beginning, and it didn't record my drive on hole 4. So the video picked up on my putt for hole 4 and then continued the rest of the round. So I was really irritated with that. And so I went back through and tried to record 3 hole-in-ones again and an eagle. And it took me about 25 minutes, maybe 30, which seems fast, but it was actually went pretty quickly. So I was able to get a recording of 4 eagles to start, and then I pasted that at the beginning of that video. So the end of the video you saw there was my last 5 holes, but the first 4 were a little different. And so here's actually some bonus coverage for you. So the first part is where my video picked up, which was my putt on hole 4 from 36 feet. So that was actually a little closer than the round you saw. And then now hole 5 through hole 9, this was the rest of the round that I played after I got the 3 hole-in-ones and the eagle the second time. So when I tried to re-record it, this is the tail end of that. So I've got 3 hole-in-ones and the eagle. So again, I tried to pick up where my other video cut off, and so this was the second time through, so now I'm thinking I've got a shot at getting that 15 again, or maybe even getting a 14. And so I'm right back to hole 6 here, and before I missed this shot with my forehand wide right, and guess what I do again? Yep, wide right. So the same mistake I did on my first run where I got the minus 14, I did it again on this run. And so now I'm right back to where I was before, and I thought I wouldn't have to crop these videos together because I'm thinking to myself, well, if I could just get another 14 under, like it's that easy, which it's not, but I thought I could just get another 14 under and then just post that one and not worry about the video that I got the first time and cut off. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen. You'll see here, hole 7, I used the recoil, hole 8, I used the recoil. And so now I'm right back in the situation I was before, and here I got a strange little kick. Luckily, it was just past the bush there, so I was able to straddle. But I'm right back to where I was before, where I need to get a hole-in-one on 9. So get 4 hole-in-ones in a round again on the same tournament. And I think you might already guess from what's going to happen here that did not happen. But I was this close with my Explorer to getting the second 14 under, and it just missed. So because of that, I had to crop the videos and combine them together. So yes, I did get a 14 under with 4 hole-in-ones, but my phone being my phone, it did not record the beginning of that, so I re-recorded it. So hopefully you don't feel jaded or like I'm trying to cheat you guys out of something. So I did shoot the score almost twice. I just had to do a little bit of video cropping. So full disclosure, I like for you guys to know, so all my stuff is legit, and I posted something on Facebook that had described the issue a little bit. So hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of the bonus coverage, and that is actually the first time again that I've thrown 4 hole-in-ones in the same round without using inversions. So all clean, which is a pretty cool thing to do. So again, hopefully you enjoy, and I'll be back again later.